Many people commit evil without knowing it. The Buddha names these three things. It is the root cause of the loss of blessings. They say that all evil is the first, but how many people think they are good? Keep clean, but don't know. Already committed the sin of adultery inadvertently. The blessing is quietly lost, but it is still unaware. Why is that? Jing has clouds. Everything is made for the heart. Thoughts in the heart are like tiny seeds. Sow good causes and reap good fruits. If you plant bad causes, the bad consequences will eat themselves. Many times, true sin is not behavior that is revealed. It's delusion. We're often just wary of what our bodies are doing. But ignore the indulgence of the mind. Little do you know those seemingly innocuous thoughts, those flashes of miscellaneous silk. It is quietly eroding our fusion. Wear away our virtue. Bodhisattva compassion. Iodized world. What are the three unknown evil acts? It is the loss of our blessings, the true root of life's difficulties. Behind this, what kind of thought-provoking cause and effect story hides? Lu Fangzhou in Dingzhou City. He is a great good man praised by everyone for 100 miles. He is not a giant bone of the rich side. It's not the care of the handle of the hand. He is just a skilled Yao general, relying on the unique skill of burning paper and white porcelain with one hand, earned a solid family business. But people respect him, not because of his wealth, but because of his virtue. There is a weekly shed woven in front of the mouth of the Lujia kill all year round, no matter how cold or hot, 2 meals a day. Poverty in a class city. The stone bridge in the east of the city is in disrepair. He was the one who took the lead in donating the money, led the guys to build it up one by one. Who is in trouble? Just say it. He never refuses. Money that can pay. Output that can contribute. People say that a good man like Lu Fangzhou must have accumulated great virtue in a previous life. In this life, there are many descendants behind the fuse. That's where the blame lies. Lu Fangzhou was only the fourth. There is only one only son under the knee, Ming Jiaobao, weak and sickly since childhood. The decoction continues. And the white porcelain kill he is proud of. It's been weird lately. Dingzhou white porcelain is known as white as jade. Beautiful jade as thin as paper. Lu Fangzhou's craftsmanship is even more perfect. The porcelain burned is for the king of the capital. Tributes from Guizhou. But just 6 months ago, one of his old kilns somehow burned a kiln of waste. A kiln full of plates and bowls. Not only did it not show the warm jade white in jade thinking, instead it became a gray and dead color. It's also covered with weird cracks, like the wrinkles on an old man's face. There is an indescribable odor. Experts have come to see. All shake their heads and sigh. Say it's a shaker. It's providence, beyond human control. Lu Fangzhou lost his money. Heartache. But he wasn't discouraged. Just think of it as yourself when the clouds are not good. The kill he emptied. Choose the best high territory. Parent-child living Mila put on blessing. Every step is taken with care. Don't dare to slack off in the slightest. But when he was happy with hope, he froze. Still the same result. Even worse than last time. There are not only cracks on porcelain, there are also some mottled black spots, like white rice paper. Splattered ink that couldn't be washed off. Ugly and dazzling. One curtain and 3 kilns are all like this. Lu Fangzhu's decades of hard work and fertility. As if to follow this cold waste porcelain, broken together. The room started to gossip. Some people say that Lu Fangzhou may have offended God Yao. Just suffered such retribution. Some people say his good poems in Lushan. Could it be faked? Otherwise, how could God be so blind? These words are like poisonous thorns, stuck in Lu Fangzhu's heart. He can't figure it out. Do good. Never did anything harmful. How did it end up in such a forbidden place? This night, Sun Bao started coughing again, a heartbreaking sound, like the cry of a little beast. The wife wept when she heard the food, staring at him with red eyes, hesitant to say. Lu Fangzhu's anxious heart. He walks out of the house, looking at the mountains of waste porcelain in the courtyard. The moon shines on it with a pale light, like piles of rendered white bones. He punched the graphite next to him. The back of my hand was bleeding. God, are you really blind? He let out a muffled growl into the night sky. Just when Lu Fangzhou was almost desperate, an old monk who traveled here, when Zhou Peng was drinking porridge at his door, I accidentally heard about what happened to him. The old monk did not enter the door. I just asked someone to bring him a sentence with all kinds of results. Everyone has a voice. If the donor wants to clarify the confusion, you can go to Guanyan Mountain, 30 miles outside the city, to find Yuanjing Zen Master. Zen Master Guanyan Mountain Yuanjing. Lu Fangzhou suddenly remembered. The Zen Master is an eminent monk. It is said that there is a discerning eye into cause and effect. Just closed for years. Extremely rare. Now it's his only hope. And the next day it was still dark. Lu Fangzhou was paid some bamboo tributes. Entrust the family to his wife. Alone on the road to Guanyan Mountain. Guanyan Mountain is not high, but the mountain roads are rough, overgrown with weeds. Road art climbs all the way. There is only one thought in my mind. Be sure to see Zen Master Fuki and ask. He is wheezing. He came to the Guanyan temple halfway up the mountain. But see the 4 doors closed. A little sand fan who was sweeping the floor met him. Hands together. Arrived at the Life Buddha. Lu Fangzhou explains his purpose. I want to see the Zen Master. Xiao Shifan looked embarrassed. Benefactor of Xingsheng Dao. The teacher is in labor. No mic. Please go back. The little master is affectionate and accommodating. Lu Fangzhou took out a bag from his arms. Heavy silver. stuffed in the past. I am Dingzhu Lu Fangzhou. These are my incense money just to see the Zen master. The little sand fan pushed the silver back, shaking his head. Benefactor. Buddhist forbiddance area. The circle method is not based on this thing. The teacher ordered. Fate has not arrived. Even princes and generals can't knock on this door. Lu Fangzhou was stunned. The anxiety in my heart suddenly turned into a nameless fire. They have been doing good deeds for many years. There are also many temples that have been donated. Where did the monk meet him? He was not polite. I was turned away by a small killing fan today. He was so angry that when would I come back? Fate will arrive. Little Shammy pointed. A section of stone steps washed away by flash floods in front of the temple gate. The Taoist said, "When was this step repaired?" Fate may come. There are about 20 or 30 episodes of that stone step, washed up in a mess. Stones scattered all over the place. The big one is the size of a grinding disc. The small one is also the size of a fist. This is clearly difficult. Lu Fangzhou's face was clear. He is a grand master. Expensive. To ask him to do this crude mason work. He resisted the urge to walk away. Staring at the broken stone steps, I think of my sick son at home and the waste porcelain of Yi Yao Yao. That's all. Seek help like a doctor. There is no reason not to be angry. He gritted his teeth. Be kind to the little novice. I stopped from that day. Lu Fangzhou lived in a shabby hut at the foot of the mountain. Every day before dawn, I go up the mountain to carry stones, repair steps. He was a craftsman. It's borderline demanding of your buddies. He didn't glue it with mud. It's a kill. Carefully consider the shape of each stone. Edges and corners. Let them fit together tightly. The mountain wind is cold. The blow weighed stones on his cheeks. He wore wet robes all over his hands. A few days down, it's like he's a different person. Clothes. Dusty face. There is still half a decent road on weekdays. Good man. There are also periods. Many pilgrims went up the mountain to see him like this. All pointing. Whisper. Who is this guy? How to dry this at the entrance of the temple. I heard that it is the road arc of Dingzhu City. The one who burned white porcelain. Isn't he a good Samaritan? How did you get down like this? These words are like needles. Into Lu Fangzhou's ears. Make his face burn. He used to care most about his reputation. Now I'm working here like a beggar. All around. Several times he wanted to drop the hammer and walk away. But every time, his son's pale face would appear before his eyes. The silent breath of the wife will ring in my ears. He can only take all the humiliation and unwillingness, all swallowed. Turn it into strength and hit the stone one hammer at a time. 7 days. He finally threw the last stone. It's laid out. Brand new stone steps, glowing with a warm luster under the setting sun. It feels so natural. He combed his breath, dragging a tired body, knocking on the door of death again. Still that little sand fan. Zhao Xiaomi looked at the repair time. I looked at him again, a flash of approval in the eyes. But the words in his mouth are still the benefactor. The teacher is still working. Please go back what? Lu Fangzhu's head buzzed. All the exhaustion, the grievance and anger all erupted at this moment. Didn't you say the steps were fixed? Is fate here? You're kidding me. His eyes were red. The voice trembled with anger. Shaosha fans are neither humble nor arrogant. Calm answer. The little monk only said that fate may come. No guarantee. If the donor feels played, you can leave. No one left. And then he closes the door. Lu Fangzhu's heart was surging with blood. A great despair swallowed him up. He felt like a joke. All his good deeds, all piety, all patience, in exchange for such indifference and teasing. Okay, he said 3 good words in a row, a colorful smile, turned around and pinched down the mountain. He decided that he would never believe in Buddha again. Don't believe in cause and effect. From now on, he only believes in himself. It's late at night when I get home. He pushed open the courtyard door, but I saw my wife Wenqi anxiously waiting at the door. You're back in charge. As soon as Wenqi saw him, tears fell down. The baby's angry ark's heart sank violently. Rushing into the house like crazy, I saw Bio Ro lying on the bed, blue face, weak breathing. It's been much less recently. The invited Langzhong is helpless on the side, shaking his head again and again. Lu Fangzhou only feels that the world is spinning. He jumped to the side of the bed, holding my son's cold little hand. Tears came out of the Jedi. Dad Bauer is back. Open your eyes and look at Dad. He did good half his life. Saved countless people. In the end, but I can't even save my own flesh and blood. How ironic. How sad. Just when he was in despair, an old and gentle voice came from the door. Amitabha. Donor, your heart is so bitter. Lu Fangzhou turned back violently. I saw a man standing at the door. Old monk with old kasaya. It was that day next to the week. Point out his wandering monk ministry. No, he took a closer look. Although the face of the old monk is kind, but those eyes are as deep as ancient wells. It seems to be able to see through the deepest secrets of people's hearts. He had only heard of those eyes in legends. It's Zen Master Fukui. He actually came down the mountain himself. Land. The ark seemed to have grabbed the last straw. He knelt down in front of Zen Master Fukui, rolling and crawling. Kowtow. The Zen Master saved my child. Please save my child. Fukui did not help him immediately. I didn't look at the treasure on the bed either. He just looked at Lu Fangzhou quietly, with a hint of pity in his eyes. Donor the penniless monk, just get your child for a while. but I can't save you. Do you know that the disaster in your house is not from heaven? You recruited it yourself. Lu Fangzhu's classical language was struck by lightning. Stunned on the spot, I personally recruited it. What does the Zen master mean by this? I, Lu Fangzhou, asked myself if I had ever done anything evil. Why is there disaster? He looked up, a face full of puzzlement and grievance. To be good at evil is not to do. Zen master Xin Yuanjing spoke slowly. To build bridges and pave roads, poetry for the poor, these are virtues. I have accumulated blessings for you. Without these blessings to protect your children, I'm afraid it's long ago. The Zen master did not continue, but the meaning is clear. Lu Fangzhu's legacy. Cold sweat instantly soaked the back visible. But why are my blessings lost? My Yaohu was born. My child will. He asked in a hoarse voice, because you are accumulating blessings. On the one hand, it is losing happiness at a faster speed. Zen master Yuanjing sighed. His eyes swept across the waste porcelain in the yard. It fell back on Lu Fangzhu's face. Donor, do you still remember half a year ago? The king bricklayer in the south of the city also wants to open a porcelain kiln. I'm here to ask you about the firing mage. What did you say to him? Lu Fangzhou was stunned. Trying to remember, Wang bricklayer did come. He was an honest craftsman. The family is poor and wants to earn more money. What did you say at that time? He smiled and patted the 8th general on the shoulder. Say Lao Wang. This porcelain burning is not as simple as mud. The doorway inside is deep. I can't say a word or two clearly. You'd better be your bricklayer in peace, so as not to lose all the money. He thought his words were good words at the time. It's for the good of Wang bricklayer. But now, under the penetrating gaze of Zen master Fukui, he seemed to see deep within himself. That dark corner. Is he really for the king bricklayer? No, he is afraid that he will. King bricklayer learned his craft, robbed him of business. He said he was thinking of the other party. What I thought about was how to break the other party's thoughts. Secure your wealth. This idea of not seeing the good of others. Isn't it just jealousy? This penniless monk is asking you. Zen master Fukui's voice sounded again. Like red. Last month your wife took a fancy to a silver hairpin. But 2 taels of silver, but you taught him a lesson for half an hour with a straight face. Said he was not thrifty. Don't know how to run a house. This matter may have. Lu Fangzhu's face instantly turned red. But this... All the neighbors were there. Seeing him teach his wife such a lesson, they all praise his rigorous family style. I am not satisfied with marrying a virtuous daughter-in-law. He was very pleased. I feel that the prestige of my man's husband has stood up. But why did he do it in front of so many people? Embarrassing my wife for a mere hairpin. Is it really about frugality? Is his Lu family still short of those 2 taels of silver? No, because he was in the tea house that day. I saw a woman singing. The woman is enchanting. The pearl hairpin on his head shook his mind. When I got home, I saw my amazing wife. An inexplicable disgust and irritability arose in my heart. The simplicity of his wife is no longer a virtue in his eyes. Instead, it has become the shabby of the upper countertop. He borrowed a silver hairpin. It's not anger at waste. But to yourself, the dissatisfaction of invisible desire and affection for his wife. Isn't this arrogance and anger? And your apprentice knew. Fuji's voice was without a trace of emotion, but it hit the heart of the ark like a heavy hammer. He accidentally broke a vase. You punish him to kneel in the courtyard in front of the guests, and called him a fool. Unachievable. Are you really trying to make him a talent? Lu Fangzhu's body started shaking uncontrollably. Come on, he remembered. The guest who came that day was a big patron in the capital. He was eager to show that his biting rules were strict, high quality. A Niu broke the vase and made him feel ashamed. He punished a Niu heavily. Seems to be maintaining the rules. In fact, it is to save his face. Even in his heart, there is also a hint of blaming the apprentice. To make the guests feel innocent. For their own face and voice. Not hesitate to trample on the dignity of a child. Isn't that hypocritical and mean? Pile by pile. It's all the usual. Little things he never cared about. He always thought that as long as he didn't cheat. Don't do anything, don't do that wicked disgusting. Even if he is a good person. How would he know? The jealousy hidden in my heart. Arrogance and contempt. Mean and hypocritical. These dark thoughts. Like an invisible knife. He is cutting his blessing knife by knife. Why does the porcelain he burns become ugly? Where is the flattening? It's clearly a change of heart. It made his heart ugly. So the artifact he made with his own hands, it also reflects the appearance of his heart. Why is his child seriously ill? That's because of the merit he has amassed. It's not enough to protect your loved ones. Even being destroyed by his own evil thoughts, it runs out. Plop. Lu Fangzhou collapsed heavily to the ground, crying like a lost child. He always thought, walking on a bright road. Only to find out, I am already unaware. Stepped into a thorny wrong path. Zen Master, I was wrong. I was really wrong. He was sobbing, kowtowing to Master Fukui. I thought walking evil was good. But I don't know the evil thoughts in my heart is the most terrifying source. Is this a Zen master's vice? He always thought of the word adultery. It's just about inappropriate relationships between men and women. I just realized today, it turns out that everything makes the heart go wrong. The thought of indulgence is adultery. Extremely evil. Arrogance is evil. Mean is evil. Hypocrisy is evil. Keep these thoughts in mind. Like poison, corrupting human virtue, ruin people's blessings. Zen Master Yuanjing helped him up, shaking his head in pity. You only know one. I don't know the second. The evil of the mind is indeed a blessing, but the world often commits and is unaware of it. 3 other things. These 3 things seem ordinary. In fact, it is like Holby on the embankment, the blessings that can be accumulated through hard work. They're losing everything. Lu Fangzhou raised his head recklessly, eyes full of blood and prayer. Zen Master Compassion. Roll call, please. So what are they? It is the real source of the loss of blessings. Disciples and disciples are willing to change their hearts, make amends. The Zen Master Yuanjing looked at him with remorse. He glanced at the child on the bed who was hiding his breath. Slowly raised 3 fingers. You will know later. The greatest fornication in the world. It's not a physical indulgence. It's the downfall of the mind. The Buddha named 3 things that seem unrelated to lust, but it can harm people's spirit the most. Let people be blessed, but they don't know it. This first one is muxy. What your eyes see every day. It's what nourishes you, or is it fueling your greed? You think you're just looking around, but I don't know what I see. Cause and effect have already been planted in my heart. And the second one is an evil mouth. What you say every day. It's a warm word for kindness. Or the knife of the merchant's destruction. Misfortune comes from the mouth. Fu also comes out of the mouth. How many people's blessings? It came out of this mouth in vain. As for this most crucial and hidden 3rd verse, named righteousness and evil, he is hidden in the deepest part of your heart. You can't even notice it. But let your merits return to 0, the root cause of disaster. The reason for the injustice is that Chan Shi paused, looking at Lu Fangzhou with deep eyes, asked the donor word by word. Do you dare to hear this poor monk say this 3rd thing? See how much you turned again. Lu Fangzhou's whole body earthquake, as if by an invisible thunder, hit the celestial cover. He stared blankly at the Zen master, lips trembling. Can't say a word. He always thought his good deeds enough to move the sky, but never thought, I am already in an unknown corner. He committed a sin he didn't even realize. The visionary Zen master looked at him lost in thought. Sighs softly, voice with compassion, also with a hint of severity. Chire, you build bridges and pave roads. I don't know Joe Mai. These are intentional goods. Everyone can see. It also earned you the reputation of Lu Dashan. But the poor monk asked you, when you do these good deeds, have you ever had the slightest distraction in your heart? Lu Fangzhou shook his head blankly. Think again. There's something magical about the sound of the room. Through his layers of disguise, to the darkest corner of his heart, you are at the kill mouth every day. Shizhou sees that those poor people are grateful to you. Thank you very much. Is it very useful to you? Do you feel your own image? So it's getting taller. Lu Fangju's face turned white. He remembered every time someone kowtowed to him and thanked him. When praising him as a living Bodhisattva, he said that he can't do it. But my heart is as sweet as drinking honey. He will even deliberately stand in front of the Joe shed, enjoying the admiration of the crowd. This is the first sword tomb evil. Zen Master Fukui's voice suddenly rose. Your eyes do not see the suffering of all beings, but his own name. You chase vanity with your eyes. Embellish your own aura with the suffering of others. Seems to be doing good. In fact, it is doing good deeds. The one in your heart is called arrogance. What else do your eyes like to see? The Zen master is pressing step by step. You see somebody else's house. Do you think my yard is bigger than his? You see that the business of other kilns is booming. Will you compare secretly in your heart? I'm going to push it down. You see beautiful women on the street. Will there be ripples in your heart? Looking back at my wife. It feels boring. Every word is like a hammer. Hit the heart of the ark. He remembered. When I saw the new carriage that Zhang Yao cooked for me, the inexplicable sour feeling in my heart. He remembered himself for the Wright's porcelain in the west of the city. Lose money at a loss. Also steal the other party's big customers. He also remembered when I drank flower wine more than once, thinking about those enchanting singers. Returning home, he frowned coldly on his hard-working wife. All this he thought. It's just a passing thought that all men have. Never took it seriously. But today I was broken by the Zen master. He just realized that his eyes, already greedy, blinded by the dust of jealousy, it gets dirty. The eye is the window to the heart. Evil eyes make the heart chaotic. Fukui Road. You see the world with these dirty eyes every day. Everything you see is trouble. All I feel is greed. The seeds of these evils, planted into your heart through your eyes. Over time, Fukuda turned into a wasteland. More good deeds can't fill in the blessing missed by these eyes. Lu Fangzhou sat on the ground. Layers of cold sweat. What about the second evil mouth? He asked in a trembling voice. Do you remember when you were... The crowd scolds your wife for not being frugal. Call your apprentice a fool. Zen Master Yuanjing asked the disciple to remember. The disciples are there to teach them well. Lu Fangzhu's voice was getting lower and lower. Even he himself felt that he was not confident enough. It's really for them, okay? The Zen Master sneered. You berate your wife. To be in front of people, show the majesty of the head of your household. Satisfy your desire for control. You insult the apprentice. It is to pass the buck in front of the guests. Save your face. Your words stuck in their hearts like knives. Embarrass them. Is this howling for them? You spend your days drinking tea and chatting with business friends. Do you also like to say something short? Today I said that the Wang family did not know what luck they had and hit a windfall. Tomorrow he will say that the son of the Li family is not successful. Sooner or later, lose the family business. You take someone else's privacy and misfortune as their own conversation and jokes. Have you ever thought about getting these words out? How much harm will it cause to others? Lu Fangzhou buried his head deeper. He remembered his favorite place in the tea house. I heard people say some honey in the city. Tell it to others. He always feels that he knows more than others. You are superior. The mouth is the door to capture. The sound in the Zen room becomes heavy. You say a heartwarming word. It's Jifu, you said a hurtful word. It's just a loss for you to say something that provokes right and wrong. It's manufacturing. You think you're just talking casually, but I don't know that every word you say is mean and hypocritical. Telltale words. Your blessing is missing from your mouth. Your mouth could have been used to spread good words. Appease people. You use it to satisfy your vanity. Hurt others. You read porridge with your hands. Hurt people with your mouth. It's like a leaky rice belt. Pack more. It leaks fast. Those weird cracks in your china. It's the evil words that come out of your mouth. The marks you have left in your life. Lu Fangzhou was trembling all over, like falling into an ice cave. He never thought. Those casual words in my daily life. Hidden such a great sin. He does good deeds, as if working hard, to fetch water from a pool full of holes. The more you choose, the faster it leaks. In the end, it was still empty. He beat his chest in pain. Tears of regret welled up. Disciple knows wrong. The disciple really knew his mistake. What about the third one? What is the third most crucial thing for a Zen master? He raised his blood-red eyes, asked with all his strength. Fukui looked at him. His eyes became very deep. It seems that you can see through his 3 lifetimes and 3 lifetimes. This third realm is called one evil. He is the root of all evil. It is also the most fundamental reason for the loss of your blessing. The so-called evil, even the very idea of doing good is impure. My thoughts are not pure. Lu Fangzhou is evil. This penniless monk asks you that you have done good deeds for many years. Paving. Lost ship to poverty. You dare to say you do these things. Don't you have the slightest thought of asking for something in return? Lu Fangzhou's heart skipped a beat. Of course he begged in return. He seeks a good reputation as a Lu Deshan. He seeks a prosperous business, great financial resources. He asked the Buddha to bless the well-being of his family, full of children and grandchildren. He thought it was human nature. It's natural. You see doing good as a trade. Vision Zen Master's every word is like a thunderous crown. You use money and strength to fight with God. Doing business with the Buddha. You have an account in your heart. Remember exactly how much I donated today. How long did the road take? How many people were saved? Then how much luck should God repay me? How good my business should be. How healthy my son should be. When your return doesn't arrive as expected, you start to resent. Just like you are in Guanyin Temple, this penniless monk asks you to fix the steps. You endured the humiliation and fixed it, but found that the temple gate was still open. Did you immediately feel deceived and scrubbed? Do you feel that your dedication? I didn't get what I deserved, and so he was furious. I even vowed never to believe in cause and effect again. Lu Fangju's face turned blue and white. Drenched in cold sweat, Changshan, everything the Zen master said poked into his heart. And that's what he thought. True goodness. It's about compassion. It's giving for nothing. Serve as a siege rather than a siege. The Zen master's voice became distant. And your goodness, but mixed with too much selfishness, calculation and trading. Your good cause was not pure from the beginning. How can we come into contact with the perfect good fruit? Your blood has tainted all your good deeds. It's like being in sweet well water, a drop of poison. On the surface, you have done countless good deeds, but the merits of these good deeds, all by your trading heart, the resentment has been worn away. This is the most fundamental reason for your loss of luck. Because your heart is fundamentally biased. Zen Master Fukui said this. A change of style. Eyes become sharp like knives. And this penniless monk asks you one more thing. You have to answer truthfully. 6 months ago, your old rival, Jiang Bricklayer from Chengnan. Do you also want to switch to burning white porcelain? I also asked you for the secret of firing. Lu Fangju's heart was drenched. Suddenly remembered this. Craftsman Jiang did come at that time. With gifts. Position is low. And he remembers smiling and refusing. I also kindly advised him not to change careers easily. What do you think? Zen Master Fukui asked, Are you afraid that he will learn your craft? Robbed your business. Are you saying that you are good for him? I wish he could get rid of this idea as soon as possible. Never come to compete with you. Lu Fangju's lips were excited. Can't make any sound. Because the Zen master was right again. And that's exactly what he thought. He even secretly rejoiced after Jiang Meizhong left. Fortunately, I didn't tell the secret recipe. Zen Master Fukui looked at his default expression, just let out a sigh, said something that made Lu Fangju's soul. The past of flying. Then do you remember? 3 years ago, the eldest son of this bricklayer fell ill. Need a precious herb named Ziai and Che. Help can't be found all over the city. In the end, you bought it at a high price because you left the capital. Delivered to Zhang's house. Saved the child. This matter will make your reputation in Dingzhou City. Everyone praises you for Lu Fangju's kindness and righteousness. Even competitors are willing to come to the rescue. Lu Fangzhou raised his head sharply. Of course he remembers. It was the proudest act of kindness in his life. It is also the loudest stroke in his name of Lu Deshan. Is there a problem with the Zen master? He asked in confusion. The problem is not sometimes in the heart. Zen master Fukui looked at him despicably. Your medicine delivery is real. Saving lives is real. But what this poor monk wants to ask is your heart. Before you deliver the medicine to Jiang's house, receive the worship of their whole family, listening to the praise of the neighbors. Have you ever had a thought in your mind? What kind of thought? Lu Fangzhou's voice was shaking. Vision Zen master closes his eyes, as if I couldn't bear to look at him anymore. Say slowly, were you thinking at the time? Jiangjia. I saved your son today. You owe me a huge favor. From now on, you are in front of me, Lu Fangzhou. I can't lift my head anymore. You can only be grateful to me for the rest of your life. Never try to compete with me in business again. Boom! This sentence is like a nine heavens divine thunder. It exploded in Lu Fangzhou's mind. He froze. The blood seemed to freeze in an instant. It occurred to him. He really had. In the midst of endless praise and gratitude, this dark and despicable, full of calculating thoughts like a venomous snake, it flashed through his mind. He was even impressed by his own wisdom at the time. Compliment. He won a good name with an act of kindness. Completely from the spirit, destroyed a potential opponent. He has been burying this idea deep in his heart. Even the closest wife has never confided. He thought that as long as he didn't say it, no one would know. But he forgot that God knows. His own heart knows. This is some inevitable greed. Extremely arrogant. It's 100 times scarier. He did the brightest good deeds, wrapped in the darkest calculations. Where is he doing good? He's doing good. Come and build yourself the sharpest weapon and the strongest armor. Pour. A mouthful of blood gushed out of Lu Fangzhou's mouth. All his pride, all decency, all the self-righteous virtues. The shattering of the North Pole at this moment. He finally understood. His kill tips produce flawless white porcelain. Because of his heart. Already been caught up in these dark thoughts. Pitch black. His son is frail and sickly. The decoction continues. It's because he does good with such a vicious heart. The merits that have long been beaten down by ancestors, and his own hard-earned blessings, all lost. His fan shape is like building a building on the beach. Look tall. In fact, the foundation has long been hollowed out by some undercurrents. It could collapse at any moment. I was wrong. I was wrong. I am not human. I'm a beast in human skin. Lu Fangzhou shed tears. Hit it with your head. Hitting hard on the cold ground. Pretty soon, don't be bloody. He's not begging for mercy. I'm not begging. He's doing it in the most primitive way. Confess your dirty way. A heart that makes him feel sick. Fukui didn't stop him. Just watch quietly until Lu Fang Zhao's dizziness, dazed. He slowly stepped forward. Place your palm gently on top of his head. A cool wing instantly spread throughout Lu Fangzhu's body. It cleared his confused mind a lot. Knowing mistakes can be corrected. Good news. The voice of Zen Master Fuji, for the first time with a touch of warmth. This is straight to the point of cause and effect, not for punishment. It's about enlightenment. You can make a great confession and a great realization today. It shows that you are good for the people. It's still too late. In time, Lu Fangzhou raised his teary eyes, looking at the dying son in bed. Zen Master, my treasure. Is he still alive? The death of your son. Your heart is yin. Yin does not change the fruit. The poor monk on the Zen Master Island can cast magic treasures. He can't pay your debt for a while. You need to solve the bell. If you really want to save your son, you have to deal with these causes and effects yourself. Disciple wish. No matter the mountain of swords or the sea of fire, all disciples are willing. Lu Fangzhou said without hesitation, you don't have to go up the mountain of knives and down the sea of fire. Zen Master Yuanjing shook his head. This penniless monk will show you 3 paths. First, go home and kowtow to your wife. I hate him in your heart. Put your dark thoughts. Tell him everything. Ask for his forgiveness. Husband and wife are one. You despise him. You despise yourself. Your blessings will be the first to be lost from this lull. Second, go to your apprentice Aniyu. Treat him as your own child. Teach him the craft from the bottom of my heart. Put your unique skills together. You have trampled on his dignity. Now is the time to build confidence for him. Only by crossing others can you cross yourself. And then the third one is the hardest one. Zen Master Fukui watched him go to Chengnanzang, before the tomb of the bricklayer, when I gave you medicine that year, the darkest thought in my mind. Say it word by word to his tombstone. You don't owe him a favor. It's an honesty and innocence that you have to pay back. Lu Fangzhou finished listening without hesitation. He nodded heavily, and the disciple obeyed. Zen Master Yuanjing from his arms. Take out a pill that exudes a faint sandalwood. Feed into Bao's mouth. The child's face is a little rosy visible to the naked eye. Song Bar. Remember that these things are not for the Buddha to see. I'm not asking for a result, but to cleanse your own heart. When is your heart truly clean? Your blessings will naturally come back. After saying that, Zen Master Wujing turned around, silently disappeared into the night. Lu Fangzhou is facing the direction that the Zen Master left. He respectfully kowtowed 3 times. Then he stood up and dried his tears. I walked in front of my wife's literature and history. In the astonished eyes of literature and history, this man has always been a face-saving man. He fell to his knees with a plop. "Madam, I'm sorry." That night, Lu Fangzhu's confession and his wife's crying. I thought about it for a long time in the small courtyard. And the next day, Lu Fangzhou found the apprentice Aniu who was chopping firewood. He didn't say much. I just poured a cup of tea for Aniu with my own hands. Then put Lu Jiao's core lure formula. Put it in his hands. Aniu, from today, you are my close disciple. Master used to treat you badly. I will double compensate you in the future. Ni was holding the handwritten recipe. Looking into the eyes of the master, sincere and loving as never before. The big boy cried tears on the spot. Finally, Lu Fangzhou was alone. Came to the mass grave in the south of the city. He found Zhang Hua, kneel down the lonely burning camp. Brother Zhang, I, Lu Fangzhou, came to apologize to you today. He buried the most despicable one for 3 years. The darkest thoughts, carrying a cold tombstone, say it all clearly, word by word. And in the end, he was sobbing. Often can't afford to return. I don't know how long it has been. A gust of mountain wind blows. Roll up a few fallen leaves. Hit him lightly in the face. Like a silent sigh. It's a kind of forgiveness. When Lu Fangzhou finished all this, when I dragged my tired body home, and a miracle happened. He just walked in the door. I heard a crisp burst of laughter from the room. He rushed into the house. I saw his son promised to sit on the bed. Although still weak, but the spirit is much better. Stretching out his little hand, teasing a butterfly that flies into the house. Wife Wen Shi sits by the side. Tears on my face, but tears of joy. Lu Fangzhou looked at this scene. Can't hold back anymore. Tears welled up. He knows. It's not how amazing the pills that entangle the corpse are. But when his heart really started to shortcut, those lost blessings, it's really starting to come back little by little. Since then, the people of Dingzhou City discovered the surrounding area of the land. He is still in Shizhou, but no longer stand in front of people. Instead, he silently helped in the back kitchen. He's still a philanthropist, but no more fanfare. Many times it is quietly entrusted to do it. He is no longer the lofty Lu Deshan, and became an easygoing, humble ordinary craftsman. He took the business of the Killmouth. Most of it was handed over to the land Anu Dali. I concentrate on studying porcelain. 6 months later, an old kiln in the Lu family opened again. The moment the kiln door opened, everyone was stunned. A kiln full of white porcelain, no longer the cold jade white of the past. It was gentle and gentle, like warm white with life body temperature. In the sun, every piece of porcelain exudes a faint charm, like the Buddha's light. People say it's a real waving of the gods. Only Lu Fangzhou knows. There is no such thing as a shaker in this world. If there really is the only shaking God, it is the purity and purity of the carefree person himself. A heart without distractions. This life, do good deeds. It's like storing water in a pool of life. Yet many people don't know. There are 3 invisible gates. Are quietly leaking our blessings? Tomb evil is the first gate, a scenario in which greed and extreme attrition consume us. Mouth evil is the second gate. Let bitterness and right divide our virtue. And the most terrifying thing is the general gate called righteousness and evil. He can make all your good deeds. All came to naught because of impure motives. The story of Lu Fangzhou tells us, the real spiritual practice is not in the temple, and the real Fukuda in the human heart is not outside. And in my heart, only by taking care of your heart at all times. Sweep away the easily deleted dust. Let the mind return to purity and goodness. Fu Bao will come uninvited. Life can be truly successful. May the world see these 3 things clearly. Keep your blessings. Don't wait until disaster strikes to regret it.